Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here today. I hope you're hanging in there because I know a lot of you are feeling worried and tired of all the confusing news about SNAP. Over the past few weeks, many people have heard that everyone might have to reapply for benefits. That kind of message is scary, especially for seniors, people with disabilities, caregivers, and families who rely on SNAP just to keep food on the table. Here's the part most people haven't been told clearly. What some officials are saying in interviews does not completely match what the USDA has put in writing, and that gap is what's causing all the confusion. So in this video-style breakdown, I want to walk through everything calmly and clearly. What's actually changing in SNAP, what is not happening right now, what you should do to protect your benefits, and one big rule coming in 2028 that is already pushing states to tighten up their systems. My goal is simple. By the time we're done, you should feel less confused and more prepared. Why everyone is hearing different things about reapplying. Let's start with the question most people are asking. Do I have to reapply for SNAP right now? The confusion started when Brooke Rollins, one of the key officials behind the new SNAP changes, said in interviews that the administration wants to rebuild SNAP from the ground up. In some comments, she suggested that everyone might be asked to reapply. Naturally, that got a lot of attention. If you've ever gone through a full SNAP application from scratch, you already know it's not easy. Multiple pages of forms, gathering pay stubs, bank statements, rent letters, and more interviews, phone calls, and long hold times. Stress about deadlines and missing something. For seniors or people with health challenges, that process can be exhausting. Now here's the important part. The USDA's official guidance does not say that everyone has to reapply right now. Instead, the USDA says people should continue following their normal recertification schedule. There is no national order requiring a full reapplication for every household. It's important to understand the difference. Recertification. This is your regular renewal every 6 or 12 months. You update your information, income, household size, shelter costs, and so on. Reapplication. This is like starting over as if you're a brand new applicant. It's more time-consuming and more detailed. Right now, the USDA is telling states to continue regular recertifications, not to make everyone start from zero. So why are we hearing such different things? Part of it comes from claims that there are errors in the system, such as people who have passed away still appearing in SNAP records. Those numbers are being debated. And it's worth noting that SNAP uses EBT cards, not mailed checks. Those cards typically stop being used once a person dies, but those claims are being used as justification for cleaning up or rebuilding the system. Here's what matters for you today. There is no national across-the-board reapplication order right now. You still follow your normal recertification timeline, but the fact that some officials are talking about everyone reapplying while USDA says something different is exactly why people are nervous. And that's why we need to look at the actual rule changes inside the new SNAP law. What's really changing under the new SNAP law? Even if you don't have to reapply right now, there are major changes going into effect. These changes were signed into law by President Trump and represent some of the biggest SNAP rule shifts in years. Let's go through them in plain language. 1. Work requirements. Now go up to age 65. Previously, able-bodied adults without dependents, often called ABODs, had to meet certain work requirements from ages 18 to 49 to receive SNAP beyond a limited period. Now that work requirement age range has been raised significantly to 18 through 65. That means someone who is 55, 60, or 63 and does not meet an exemption is now treated like a 30-year-old in terms of work expectations. If they don't fulfill the work requirement or qualify for an exemption, their SNAP benefits can be reduced or cut. For many people in their 50s and 60s, this is a serious concern. It's harder to find jobs at that age due to age discrimination, physical limitations, fewer available positions, especially in rural areas. So while the rule may look neat on paper, in real life it can be very hard for older adults to meet. Second, some exemptions have been removed or tightened. Under the new rules, certain groups that used to be exempt from work requirements have lost that protection. These include veterans, homeless individuals, former foster youth, These groups often face major hardships, like mental health issues, lack of stable housing, or trauma. Losing an exemption means they now must meet work rules just like other adults, unless they qualify for some other exemption. There's also a change to the caregiver exemption. Before, if you were caring for a child under 18, you were exempt from work requirements. Now, that age has been reduced to under 14. So if you're a parent or caregiver for a 14, 15, 16, or 17-year-old, you may be pushed into meeting work rules. Even though older teens still need supervision, especially in challenging neighborhoods or difficult situations. The only group that gained a new exemption under this law is American Indians. 3. How big is the impact? According to estimates from the Congressional Budget Office, these changes could cause around 4 million people to lose SNAP benefits by 2034. That doesn't always mean an entire household loses help. It might be one adult in the home. But when one person loses SNAP, the total food budget for the household often shrinks, and everyone feels it. So even though there is no everyone must reapply order, these rule changes are serious and very real. They are already shaping how states apply SNAP rules and how people experience the program. 2 very different ways. People see these changes. To understand why emotions are running high, it helps to look at how different groups are talking about these changes. What supporters say? People who support the new SNAP rules often use words like fairness, responsibility, and accountability. Their main arguments include, if a person is physically and mentally able to work, they should be asked to contribute in some way. Work requirements make sure that benefits go to those who truly cannot support themselves. Reducing exemptions prevents people from slipping through the cracks and staying on benefits when they could be working. They believe rebuilding the system can solve issues like outdated records or possible misuse. One high-profile supporter, House Speaker Mike Johnson, said it very bluntly, "If you're able to work and you refuse, you're cheating the system." To supporters, tightening the rules is about protecting taxpayer money and encouraging independence. What critics say? On the other side, critics, such as hunger relief organizations, legal advocates, social workers, and food bank leaders, see the situation very differently. They point to several important facts. Most SNAP households already have at least one working adult. Many are employed in low-wage jobs with unstable hours, no benefits, and constant schedule changes. People don't stay on SNAP because they're lazy. They stay because wages are low and costs are high. Raising the age limit to 65 affects people who may have chronic pain, disabilities that don't qualify as official, or limited job options due to age. Removing exemptions for veterans, people who have been homeless, and former foster youth hits people who already face serious challenges. Lowering the caregiver exemption age from 18 to 14 ignores how much supervision teens can still need. Critics say the new rules don't take real life into account. They worry that people who are genuinely trying will get caught in technical rules. More families will rely on food pantries, churches, and charities to fill the gap. Millions could lose benefits not because they're unwilling to work, but because they can't meet the exact requirements or the job market isn't there. For supporters, the changes are about strength and fairness. For critics, they're about hardship and hunger. Understanding both perspectives helps explain why this topic is so emotional. The 2028 rule almost nobody is talking about. Now let's talk about something that isn't getting much attention, but may be one of the most important changes of all. In 2028, a new rule kicks in that could dramatically change how states manage SNAP. Here's the basic idea. Right now, the federal government pays almost all SNAP benefit costs. Starting in 2028, if a state makes too many errors in how it runs SNAP or in who it approves for benefits, the state may have to pay part of the cost itself. Across all states, the amount at stake could be as high as $100 billion. That's a huge number, and it sends a very clear message to state governments. If you get SNAP wrong too often, you'll pay for it, literally. What counts as errors? Things like approving someone who doesn't meet the rules, miscalculating a benefit amount, failing to properly update records, using outdated information, Now think about states that already struggle with old computer systems, not enough staff, long backlogs, heavy caseloads, tight budgets. Suddenly, they're being told that mistakes won't just mean a warning, those mistakes could cost them money. This is why many experts believe states will start changing their behavior before 2028. How the 2028 rule could affect you, even before it starts. Here are some likely results of this upcoming rule. States will tighten their processes early. To avoid penalties later, states may start cleaning up their SNAP systems now. That could mean more frequent checks, stricter documentation, fewer grace periods for missing paperwork, extra recertifications, or more frequent updates. Even though there is no national reapplication order, some states may create tougher local requirements such as shorter certification periods, more frequent recertifications, additional reviews to verify eligibility, more digital monitoring. Many states are already looking at automatic income checks through payroll systems, electronic work hour verification, computer systems that flag mismatches in real time. These tools can reduce genuine mistakes, but they can also incorrectly flag someone who is still eligible. More pressure on food banks. We already saw during the November shutdown that when SNAP is delayed or uncertain, food banks get overwhelmed. Some reported demand increasing by 1,000%. If future rule changes or stricter checks cause more interruptions, food pantries may see that pressure again. Higher risk of losing benefits. Over paperwork. When states are worried about being punished for errors, they often become more cautious. That can lead to more letters, tighter deadlines, greater chance of closure for missing a document or a date. And that's why, even if the USDA says no national reapplication right now, people are still uneasy. States are already preparing for 2028, and those preparations can affect you. What you can do right now to protect your SNAP. Let's bring this back to something practical. With all these changes and future rules, what should you be doing today? Here are some simple, concrete steps. 1. Keep a close eye on your mail and online account. Many people lose benefits not because they're ineligible, but because they miss a letter. Open every piece of mail from your state agency. If your state has an online portal, check it regularly. Look out for renewal notices, requests for documents, or changes to your case. 2nd, keep your information up to date. Most SNAP mistakes come from outdated information. If your income changes, even a little, report it. If someone moves in or out of your home, let your SNAP office know. If your rent or utilities change, make sure your case reflects that. The more accurate your file, the less likely you'll run into problems later. 3rd, respond quickly to any requests. If you are asked for pay stubs, proof of rent or mortgage, proof of identity, medical expense documentation, try to send it in as soon as possible. Don't wait until the last day. Missing a deadline is one of the most common reasons benefits stop. 4, keep your EBT card active. Some states may close cases if cards go unused for long periods. Even if you are trying to save your benefits, consider making at least one small purchase now and then just to keep the card active, if your state warns about inactivity. 5. Be ready for more digital checks. You may start seeing more references to income databases, employment verification tools, work tracking systems. These systems may be confusing at first. If something doesn't look right, don't assume you're wrong. Call and ask questions. 6th, contact your local SNAP office. When something seems off, if your benefits suddenly drop, stop or change without explanation. Call your local office, ask what happened, request a written explanation. If needed, ask about your right to appeal. Many errors can be fixed if they are caught early. Why so many people are worried, and why that feeling is valid. It's important to say this clearly. If you feel anxious, upset, or overwhelmed by these changes, you're not alone, and you're not being unreasonable. Here's what people are dealing with. Rising food prices, groceries cost more than they used to, and SNAP rarely stretches through the whole month. Higher costs everywhere else. Rent, gas, medical bills, and utilities have all gone up. Paperwork pressure. Many people live with constant fear that one missed letter or one lost document could cut off their benefits. harder rules for vulnerable groups. Homeless individuals, refugees, older adults, and caregivers are often hit hardest by stricter requirements. Overloaded food banks, charity groups are doing their best, but they are not designed to replace a national program like SNAP. And then there's the emotional side. People feel like they're being judged or misunderstood when leaders talk about cheating the system or just getting a job, even though many SNAP users are already working as hard as they can. It's understandable to feel worn out by all of this. Final recap, the key things to remember. Let's sum up the most important points so you can walk away with a clear picture. No national reapplication order right now. USDA says you should continue your normal recertification schedule. You do not need to start a brand new application unless your state specifically instructs you to. New SNAP rules are in effect. Work requirements now go up to age 65. Exemptions for veterans, homeless individuals, and former foster youth have been removed. The caregiver exemption has been tightened from caring for children under 18 to caring for children under 14. Up to 4 million people could lose SNAP by 2034. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the combined changes will likely push millions off the program over time. In 2028, states face financial penalties for SNAP errors. If states make too many mistakes, they may have to pay a share of benefits, up to $100 billion across the country. This is already pushing states to tighten their rules. States may get stricter before 2028. To protect their budgets, states may increase documentation, shorten deadlines, or add verification systems. That's why staying on top of your mail and paperwork is so important. You can take steps to protect yourself. Read your mail, respond quickly, keep your information current, and contact your local agency if something doesn't look right. And most importantly, you deserve a SNAP system that recognizes real life, that people age, get sick, care for others, work unstable jobs, and still need help putting food on the table. SNAP was created to help people get by, not to make them feel ashamed. If this explanation helped clear things up, I'm glad you stayed with me all the way through. Before you go, I'd like to ask you one question. What is one thing you wish policymakers truly understood about people who use SNAP? Your answers matter. They help others feel less alone, and they help guide future conversations. Thank you for taking the time to listen and learn. Take good care of yourself, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next update.